Hello, everybody, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Frights, book number 2, Fetch. Now, if you didn't know, Darko did a summary of this book, which I did see and helped me a lot. I did read the book too. I do have the book right here somewhere. I can't find it around here, but I know it's somewhere. Probably fell on the ground or somewhere. But so I'm going to tell you the things you need to know about FNAF Fetch, a small summary. There's 3 main characters, or 1 main character named Greg, and the 2 of his friends are kind of main characters. One is named Hottie, and the other one Cyril, I think. The story starts off. The story starts off with them in an abandoned building, which is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. It's an old closed building that hasn't been touched for a long time, and they notice how it hasn't been touched. There's no graffiti. The pots and pans are still there, and they live by the sea in Olympia, Washington North. Opia, something like that. Olympia. It's hard to say for me, Washington North. But something is really weird here, because like it mentions in the story is how Greg was drawn to this place. Something drawn Greg to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and we have no clue. But we do learn in the middle of the story when they see, or not the middle, right now, when they see the prize corner. At first they're distracted by the other plushies, but soon they find the top prize, Fetch. Yes, a Jaws shark werewolf mixed together like dog that's named Fetch, and also came with instructions. He can sync up with your phone and can fetch any information or like item or information. Like if you text to him, I want mac and cheese, he'll get you mac and cheese. You can see something like that. He can also read thoughts as we go into the story. But Hottie and Cyril are bored of the thing already, but Greg think that this is it, the thing that draws him here. As he messes with it, the storm stops above him. Like, the storm actually stops. They live by the sea, so there's a lot of storms. He knows there's a dark shadow above his head, which I think is an evil entity. But when the storm comes back on, the storm just stops when he's messing with Fetch, but the storm comes back on again, and Fetch opens his mouth and growl. He screams, "What the hell?" And they all come over to look before hearing a door slam in the background. Bam! They run to the way they got in, jumped on their bikes, and rode off to their houses. That's the beginning of the story. We're already 33 minutes in. Okay, now we learn about Greg's personal life. We also learn that he has an uncle named Darren, and he loves him more than even his own parents, his own mom and dad. His mom, we really don't learn much about her, but his dad is a real sucker, a real ass. But like, he calls him a disappointment. It's really sad in the story as we go on further. But as I didn't tell you, he has this next door neighbor dog that he hates because he got stitches, physical stitches from him, from the dog biting him. So we learn a lot about his life, a lot about what he is, he was an ugly baby when he was born, stuff like that. Then we learn about his school life. When he goes to school, he loves science. He's a smart nerd, actually really, really smart. This story goes in deep with coding, the RAG machine. So yeah. But after we learn about his teacher and all the science, he gets a text from an unfamiliar phone number. He looks at it and the phone number says, or he texts to him, this unfamiliar number texts to him, "Hello, Greg, how are you?" Greg texts back, "I'm good, who is this?" And the unfamiliar person texts back, "Fetch." So, whoever this is Fetch. So when Fetch opened his mouth and growled at him, I guess he kind of synced up with his phone for some reason. We also meet Manuel, the Spanish kid, and they trade phone numbers. Peaceful moment. And then we learn about the first two incidents of Fetch. That Fetch, he texted his mom one day saying, "I want a chocolate bar." His mom said, "No, I'm going to get you an apple." And then look what happened in her online grocery, she got a chocolate bar. And then she noticed that also the story says that he's babysitting with Uncle Deering, a kid named Jake. They also have inside picnics, but in the picnic is a plastic spider. Jake hates the plastic spider, so Deering goes bury it outside, puts it in the bag, right? Normal thing, not really nothing to be too cautious about. But they want to prank their school bully, Trent, and they also heard that Trent hates spiders. So Greg's like, "Hey, let me just go dig up my spider." And when he opens the door, the spider's already there with bite marks molding the back. He gets scared and he figures out that Fetch is actually haunting him. So they have a meeting about Fetch and this weird dog. They also mention in the story of how like singing to plants help them grow. It's like this whole thing's like plants can read thoughts. It's like gets really detailed. But yeah, so they plan a meeting, right? And they talk about it. They have a long discussion about Fetch and what we're supposed to do. But we also learn that Fetch is an REG machine. Like, let's say he gets a text message like, "I want macaroni and cheese," right? He would put that to 101101 and then swallow it, read the 10111 and do the action. Like, he can't understand actual English, so he turns the English to his own language. Kind of, that's what I got out of it. Probably not true, but that's kind of what I got. But then we learn about his crush, Kimberly. Greg has a crush on Kimberly since he was in 2nd grade. And he's like, "Oh, please let me pair up with her." And it worked. He paired up with her, which was very shocking, to be honest. And so he came home all happy and but not happy after the next door neighbor attacked him once again. Scared as ever, he threw the dog back over the fence. The dog was so rabid, like so crazy and rabid. But he goes back home, and goes to sleep, and then he gets ready to school, and he misses the school bus, so he has to take his bike. Next to his bike is the dead dog that attacked him. All his guts hanging out, his throat slitted. It's a really morbid image when you think about it. The dog laying there, dead. He freaks out, picks the dog up with the plastic bag from the spider, throws it to the side of the bush. Now he's freaked out, that Fetch. So he calls his friend up and say, "We have to go back to the building where it all started." They go back to the building and they search these 2 rooms, control room and security. They all have like computers, all that, normal stuff. And then storage room. When he's about to open it, Hattie's like, "Bro, what are you gonna do if you find Fetch?" And there he's like, "I gotta see if this is a prank. I have to." He opens the door. He sees 4 suits, which I'm assuming is Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, and Freddy and Foxy, all those characters. And yeah, they search through the room. Yeah, that's crazy that they actually find the old animatronic suits. I mean, wow, that's crazy. But then, when one of the animatronic legs moved and twerked, right? But a dog chased out and chased the three boys out of the pizzeria onto their bikes, just to figure out it was a stray mutt that was trying to get some shelter. So they go back in, they have a good laugh, they go back into the prize corner where they left Fetch. Fetch wasn't there. They thought that Fetch probably just fell back since the winds were crazy this year, but Fetch wasn't there. And they left without a sight of track. Sometime later, he texts Manuel if he can get some lessons from him for Spanish, basically. He didn't answer, and he says, "Can I get you, Samuel? Can you help me?" Samuel didn't reply. And now he's worried that Fetch took that literally and went to go fetch Manuel by killing him. He jumped on his bike and ride over to Manuel's, scared to see Manuel's door open. He rushed inside, yelling, "Manuel, Manuel, Manuel, are you okay?" A voice behind him, "Yeah, dude, what's up?" Or I think it's in the backyard. And he finds his dog. He finds him just playing with his dog. So yeah, there. So I'm gonna skip to the action, because through this it just talks about a bunch of science-y stuff, really hard stuff to talk about. I might make a separate video about all of that. Now Greg needs money for his science project, so he asked for his uncle for his lucky finger. That was always in a family. It was like everything he touches turned to money. That's why it was called the lucky finger. So he needs his lucky finger. And he texts that. Greg didn't text, or Darren didn't text back. He was assuming that he was just, he was just asleep. And then he realized what he texted when he woke up. He was like, "Oh no, what did I do? What did I do?" Because before that night, Fetch has text back, sweet dreams. And then when he woke up, he was like, "Oh no, what did I do? What did I do?" So he put on his coat and ran out to try to go to his neighbor's car to ask to be treated by Darren's severed finger. His mom comes downstairs all crying that something happened to Uncle Darren with his severed finger. After his mom, he needs some fresh air, he sees Fetch by the side of his backyard. He grabs his dad's baseball bat and he starts whacking at the head of Fetch and destroying his whole endoskeleton, hitting until he has blisters covering his hands, screaming, what have you done? It's all your fault." Wanting Fetch to answer back, but Fetch didn't answer back. Fetch sit there staring at him. Okay guys, so if you want the ending, I will make the ending. But yeah, I'm gonna make the ending soon, maybe. But cause my video time is almost up, so I have to go right now. The ending's really long, kind of. So I'll make a separate video on that one. This story's really long. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So like and subscribe. Bye.